G'day guys, James here. I wanted to have a look at a particular Australian share with yous. Now, this is definitely not legal advice. I'm just a guy in cyberspace, just a bloke in cyberspace. And I'm going to stick to factual information. I'll offer no opinion as far as possible because it could be construed as giving unlicensed financial advice, and I don't want to be construed that way. But anyway, so this share is the Plato Income Maximiser. The ticker symbol on the ASX is PL8. And this is a licensed investment company. Holds, for those who don't know what that is, it's a company that holds a basket of shares, a large number of companies, and they own a large number of companies, and we buy shares in their company. That it's an actively managed fund. The top 10 holdings include names, Aussie dividend superstars like Woodside, Harvey Norman, Rio Tinto, Yancoal. I mean, you guys can look that up if you're interested and do your own research. The price of this share is $1.38. It closed today, I believe. I'm getting most of this information off the ASX website. Now, look, what makes this share different from most Australian shares is that it pays its dividend monthly. So it may be of interest to somebody who wanted monthly income. And the dividend has been 0.55 cents per month in your bank, and it's fully franked. It's 100% franked, and the gross dividend has been 0.79 cents. Now that goes up and down. It's fairly steady though. I remember back in COVID it went down to 0.4 of a cent. As we all know, COVID caused major disruptions with the stock market and everything else for that matter. This share has had some capital gains lately. If you bought this share 1 year ago, it would have cost you $1.21. Today it's $1.38, which is quite a significant capital gain in the last year. Now, I would say that this is just my interpretation of what's going on from my own experience, that capital gain is largely caused by people like my mother who have been depending on term deposit distributions, and as of course the bank interest rates have fallen, term deposit distributions have been reduced. The return on term deposits is shrinking, and people like my mother are buying into shares like PL8 and bidding up the price, basically. But it's good news for those who've owned it for a year, because there's capital gains to be had there. So the current yield is 4.83% fully franked. Of course, that's reduced a little bit lately because of the increase in the share price, but as we know with shares, all those things are fluid. Share prices and dividends go up and down over time, and we live in hope that they go up. That's the plan. That's the long-term plan. On the downside of this share is the management expense ratio is 0.8%. And that would be, significantly more expensive than, say, some of the major index funds like Vanguard's VAS or the IVV S&P 500 index tracker that you can buy on the ASX. I think it's put out by BlackRock from memory. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, guys, so this is a share that I thought might be interesting for us to have a look at. If it appeals to anyone out there, by all means, do your own research. I have no public opinion on it other than the fact that it exists and these are some facts about it. So with those thoughts, guys, keep believing, keep achieving. Just go out and conquer. I'll talk soon.